So we have a website here called Toy Panic that listed a pre-order for the upcoming MP-10 Convoy X The Real Ghostbusters crossover. Now, the funny thing with this is that's not the first time Masterpiece Optimus Prime has been used with crossover stuff. Anyone who's been a Masterpiece completist, is familiar with Optimus Prime being used with the Evangelion crossover. They did the Bape clothing line crossover. Mm-hmm. They did stuff with 7-Eleven. So there's a lot of different stuff that they've used this high-end mold and thrown all kinds of different licenses and everything on there. And I mean, from a broader Transformer standpoint, Transformers has done stuff with Street Fighter, Hello Kitty, Disney stuff, Avengers, Star Wars. It's not out of the question with this. So, but now we have MP-10 Convoy X, The Real Ghostbusters. So what is this exactly? Well, we don't really know. There's no images, but according to the description here, it says Hasbro Transformers 35th Anniversary Shanghai Exhibition Limited Item, which right away confuses me because, and this is just something in terms of Ghostbusters and the stuff that they've had problems with. When that last Ghostbusters movie came out, regardless of what you thought about it, it's a whole other story. Mm-hmm. I think that was 2016.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. When that movie came out, it had problems being released in China, Shanghai, and Hong Kong because of how they have rules over there when it comes to fiction and stuff where you can't have paranormal stuff.
Yeah, it's mostly because of how their ghosts work over there.
Yeah.
And that's the tricky part.
So it's very weird that we're having a Ghostbuster exclusive Transformer thing in Shanghai. So again, maybe this is all confused misinformation right now. Maybe this is something that they're just going to show off.
Well, I mean, I think the how would I put it? The characters or the cars and all that kind of stuff you can show, but just the way you depict the ghosts is it's just, I guess it's just a completely different cultural thing. Well, so I mean, like, if this is just maybe Optimus Prime being in brown and he has like the backpack and all that kind of stuff and the ion blast. Well, not the ion blaster. What do you call it again? What do they call it?
Proton pack.
Proton pack.
Ion Blaster is the name of his gun.
Yeah. So like, like they might change up the aesthetics to make it look more like that. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, there was one of two ways that I imagined it, which is either number one, and see, here's how I was seeing it, was the way that they handled it with the Evangelion one more so, is that they made Optimus the colors of the Eva 1,
mm-hmm.
and they made the little spike that came with it the colors of a Nerve. Nerve was the name of the people from Eva,
mm-hmm.
the organization. So I'm imagining that they're going to make Optimus Prime and Ecto 1 kind of colored colors, the whites and the blue, the whites with the red accents and stuff. But here's the problem. At some point, you're going to have a Ghostbuster logo on his Autobot logo. You know what I mean? You're going to have that Ghost logo on there. So I don't know if they have a huge problem with that, with the depiction of the Ghost in the logo, if that's going to, throw a stick in it. But I do agree with your suggestion is almost as better than mine, because if he comes with that rocket pack,
yeah,
you know what I mean? If he comes with like a sideswipe rocket pack, jetpack thing, and you just add an extra accessory that puts a cable
mm-hmm.
from his ion blaster to that backpack, and you paint it that way, you could almost get away with something.
Because I feel like brown is probably the only color they haven't colored this MP-10.
Yeah,
they've done tons of whites, so I don't see it. Like, I mean, I could totally see it being a white, but I mean,
just because of the Bape versions, we've had gray, we've had like a maroon red, we've had green, we've had blue.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just from Bape alone. Then the 7-Eleven one,
yeah,
which was like another kind of weird green, and then we had obviously like Ultra Magnus stuff going on. So again, your idea, I think, is better, but I almost feel like they're gonna go with the Ecto 1 colored Optimus.
Yeah, I mean, because
it's gonna be a straight up repaint.
Like I don't blame them for going with those colors, just because I mean, brown. Would you really want a brown Optimus Prime? I mean, he's been all the colors technically, but brown is kind of like meh.
It's also funny that they're doing this on the MP10 in light of the V3 coming out.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get that last
Yeah, let's get the last we can out of that.
Yeah,
mold
really,
before the
really
new one.
ring it out. But it's just like released by September 2019. Jeez.
Yeah,
Next
we'll
year.
have we'll have V3 by then probably. So, and this thing is going to be $196 again, supposedly. So, and that's American. So that's going to be like way more than most people paid for the
Yeah.
MP-10 Convoy to begin
Oh
with.
my goodness.
It's an, you know what? It's a very,
Let's see what they come out with.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe this is something that's just for the Ghostbuster guys. Maybe it's like, we need something here, I don't know.
And
I don't know, but it's...
And what's also interesting is that usually Ghostbusters is a Mattel branded thing, no?
That's true. That is true.
So that's what confuses me about. Maybe this is them testing the waters. Maybe Hasbro's getting
You are
another
right,
one in the cap, getting another
Oh,
one in
boy.
the holster.
Jeez, you are right. I didn't even...
You
that
didn't think
didn't
about
even
that.
click
I
in
was
my-
like, this is
didn't-
weird. And I
didn't even think about the toy licensing aspect. You're totally correct.
because what's also weird is that it's let's see, take it with a grain
Everything
of
else-
salt.
Everything, you're right, because now that I think about it, every other crossover they've had up to this point, I mean, when you even think about Street Fighter,
Yeah.
right? Like Street Fighter on the American side of thing was a Hasbro branded thing with the G.I. Joe Street Fighter stuff that they were doing.
Yeah, and then
like,
a big scatter shot with a bunch of other stuff that's come out over the years, you know. So
and then of course, obviously, all the Disney stuff that they were doing together. Well, we all know where that led in the end.
Mhm.
And then of course, Star Wars, the Avengers stuff. That's all in the same bubble now at this point. So that's if anything, that was an indication, from the past moving forward. And then the Hello Kitty stuff, that's all Takara Tomy on that side of things. I mean, the only thing that's almost missing now, we're missing Transformers Pokemon at this point, and we have everything under the Takara Tomy emblem that's really valuable to them. So, but that's true. Wow, it's right. Like that's like doing like a Transformers He-Man or something.
exactly.
That's two conflicting property brands.
Because one thing I'm rereading this little, this super small article kind of thing, but it says Japanese Transformers, right? That's what it's labeled underneath, I'm just trying to pull any information I can. Toy Panic website.
And especially since this is supposed to be like, it's called MP-10 Convoy, but yet it's released in the Shanghai exhibition limited item, which in China they don't call them Convoy, they call them Optimus Prime.
And also Toy Panic, they're based out of Malaysia too on top of it, So I mean, this could just be Asia exclusive only, so they don't conflict with anything that's going on stateside with the branding for Ghostbusters.
I don't know what Ghostbusters is licensed as in the Asian countries, if at all. Like that's again, China being obviously the big black hole for that. So that brings up a lot of good points. Anyways, let us know what you guys think about this. There's a lot of fat to chew on this, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna probably learn more. Obviously, take this all with a grain of salt for now because this is really weird.